Hey everybody, I want to give you some guidance on doing the purpose statements. This will be a short video and I'm going to start on the web page that represents week 1. Let me just roll down on the page here and I want to click on, in this case, the purpose statement scenarios homework. And before I click on this, I want you to imagine that you're an engineer and you're working at your job and a situation has come up that poses a problem, but you found a solution, but in order to implement the solution you need to talk to your boss, request permission, write a report, do something in order to put that solution into place. This is why we write purpose statements. And so we did the fact A, B statements to give you an idea of how to start a purpose statement. Now I want to show you how to put a purpose statement together. So if you looked at the fact A, B purpose statements handout that I provided for you, you remember that a purpose statement really has 3 parts. That's the problem statement, or the fact A, B. 2 is the role statement, or who are you, because if you are writing a document to someone, the reader will want to know who you are. And then 3, you want to very clearly state the purpose of your document. So let's go to the purpose statement scenarios homework, which is in Google Documents. What these are 4 scenarios that I've provided for you, and you have to put yourself into the mindset of each scenario and imagine that you're writing an email or perhaps a memo or a letter or some sort of document, most probably an email, to explain the situation, and I want you to use the 3-part purpose statement in order to do this. So let's look at item number 1. This company is called Smith Engineering, and if you read the scenario you'll understand that they have a part they've been using that breaks often and they have to replace it. And so this particular engineer has done some research and found another part. The part's more expensive but it lasts longer. So this engineer wants to go to the boss and ask permission to buy the part, but also explain why, even though it costs more, it will be beneficial in the long run. So I've given you the scenario, which is really just describing the situation, and I want you to turn this into a purpose statement. And this purpose statement would go at the beginning of your document. So let's just pretend that you're writing an email to the boss. Now if you look at this scenario, we can see that the email would go to Ted Billingsley. So put that in your mind, try to get a picture of a boss named Ted. And let me just put some space in this document, and I'm going to paste in an example of what a purpose statement would be. Remember, there are 3 parts. There's the fact A, B statement, which you did separate homework for. There's the role statement. That tells the reader who you are. And there's the purpose of the document, which tells the reader why they're receiving this particular document. This is very important, because if you don't tell the reader right up front what the problem is, who you are, and why you're writing the document to them, they may or may not read it based on what they read so far. So you've got to state this clearly up front, and this is one of the main purposes of our class, is to help you be very clear and very concise and quick about getting to the point. That's really what technical writing is all about, and that's why I enjoy this kind of work so much, because when we make things clear for other people, it just makes everything easier. So here are the 3 parts. You can read them, but what I've done is written a sample communication purpose statement for you. The fact A-B simply says we use a special part for this kind of maintenance, and then you notice here the transition. However, I'm leading into the problem here. I've noticed that the part becomes defective after a few months and has to be replaced. Second sentence, your role. As an engineer for the company. Now you kind of have to read into the scenario and you kind of have to make up the role. You could be a technician, you could be an engineer, you could be different things, but I've decided to call myself an engineer. So as an engineer for the company, I've done some research and I've found a part that will be more expensive but will cost us over time. And then third sentence, the purpose of the document. The purpose of this email is to request permission to purchase the part and to explain why the purchase will be beneficial to the company. So you see the 3 parts of a purpose statement. When I grade your work, I should be able to separate your paragraphs into those 3 parts and be able to easily see that there's the fact A-B statement, there's the role statement, and there's the purpose of the document. Let me take away these headings and put this together in paragraph form. and I think you'll begin to see how this can come together. Okay, now it looks like just a paragraph, and if this were an email and I was actually sending it to the boss, you can imagine how the email would start. It might even say, "Dear Ted," if you feel comfortable with that, or if you don't know Ted well, you might start it differently. But then this purpose statement just simply becomes the introduction to the document. But I hope you can see how it really pulls together the problem, who you are, and the purpose of the document very quickly and easily, and it just really makes things clear. If you can make things clear for other people, then you have a skill that will be highly valued in any organization for whom you work. So that's how to do a 3-part communication purpose statement. In the next video, I'll show you how to set up the Carlisle-Windsor memo, and that should get you started for the homework for this week.